Hi everyone, I am Behzad Hussain and you are watching today's session for topical map creation for legal websites, legal services or legal niche websites. Today I am with two of semantic SEO experts, topical map and content brief experts, Manpreet Singh from India and Kahuna Chauhan from India. Thank you guys for joining me for this session. Today we will discuss the fullest details of legal niches, how to start topical map, where to start, what will be the full thought process in between the topical map creation, and then how we will finalize the topical map creation with Koray's processed topical map method. Before going into detail, let me clear first, topical map is actually an advanced content strategy where we check user intents and contexts to determine which pages are needed on our website to cover the user needs and the overall context of our target audience. So without any further discussion, I am going to share my screen and we will start our thought process with a fullest detail. And today we are here to discuss legal niche. So let us start. So Manpreet, what do you suggest from where to start, what to choose in legal niche?
So we are going to create a local topical map, right?
Yes, exactly. Legal services.
It's better to start with one location where we are going to give the services.
Yes, okay. So we are going to discuss legal services in New York. This is the location. And for services, the most famous services for lawyers and the most famous one, or you can say the most comprehensive one, is the personal injury law. So all the lawyers who are offering personal injury lawsuit services or attorney services for personal injury cases, such websites will utilize this topical map that we are going to discuss in today's session. So in our topical map creation process, we have 3 steps. First of all, we will have understanding or niche research step, and after it we will go towards fundamentals of a topical map, and then we will go toward execution of raw data collection and processed topical map. So this will be our whole journey to create a content strategy, or you can say topical map for a legal niche, personal injury services in New York, or we can say legal services. So it is personal injury services. So we are here in this sheet and we will create tabs for each step. So step 1 is niche research. In this step 1, we will understand legal niche, what is the topicality, what are the overall context and user intents of our target audience that we need to cover on our website through this content strategy. So here is the niche research, and now our discussion will start formally and we will discuss from where we need to start niche research. Yes, Kahuna, what do you say, from where to start niche research and what are the best ways to master a niche or any industry before starting a topical map?
Yeah, the first step I would like to go with is going with the Wikipedia and just looking the first term, which is personal injury, and trying to find out all the different sorts of attributes that are mentioned there, and just reading about it, because if I'm new into the knowledge domain, I need to understand the connections, how they are being connected with personal injury and what kind of information is being given. So that fundamental understanding is required so you can see what type of topics are required for your website. It will not give you direct topics, but it will give you a boundary to play in that kind of mental understanding.
Okay, so first step is to search your main topic. Here, personal injury is the broadest category of law in a legal dictionary or in a legal system. So you know your exact entity or the target topic. But in different niches, you may not be clear which topic you need to take start from. So you will go step by step. First, you will go around this topic may be the main one, or this topic may be the primary one for this niche. So you will wander, and then by taking more and more understanding of your niche or industry, you will reach at your final topic that will be the broadest enough to cover the whole knowledge domain or the contextual domain. So here we are in the Wikipedia page of personal injury. So from here, let me note down the steps. Wikipedia article, and then we need to collect entities, attributes, and when we say attributes, it means the most prominent attributes. Yes, Kahuna, what is your process to choose the entities and the prominent attributes of personal injury from this Wikipedia page?
Before that, I would like to add one more thing. Sometimes, like in this case, we are quite sure because I have also done a topical map, so I know personal injury is the term that I would search. But sometimes it's not clear, so it's much wise to ask the client or the person who is expert in this niche for the suggestion, or you can ask for the competitors and read at least a few blogs or something, like go through your website and find out what could be the knowledge domain that you want to enter, because that's what we are trying to do with central entity. Now, coming to your question of finding the attributes, I would just look at the headings most importantly, and I will also go through the text and see what is mentioned. So if I see here one of the important types, another is claims and payments. So claims is one of the important attributes here, and jurisdiction, or you say the location that we have chosen. So that's in Europe. That's gonna come as well because different laws will be there. Okay, and these are the two main one I will pick: damages or the type of compensation. That another one you can see in the left sidebar. For every type of personal injury, we would describe the laws, how to the claim process, or what sorts of damages they can claim for, in what situation and how much. This is the information that our particular set of users or cluster of your user would always look for. Another thing they can, like, when we go outside of this, I will stop here for now. I don't want to go into the outer part of it.
Yes, that's the great process. Thank you so much, Kahuna. First thing Kahuna mentioned that when we start a new niche, new industry, so you may not be expert in the start, so you need to ask to client what is the topicality of your business or the website, and competitors, what topicality competitors are following on their websites. So these two are the most accurate, or you can say most helping hands for your understanding to choose a topic. And then Kahuna explained the prominent attributes. First of all, this left side table of content of this Wikipedia page is the most important one. So first, definition is always and the maximum important item for you. So we will be defining the main entity in different articles, different pages. So definition is always important. And then types. Whenever you are covering any broader knowledge domain or contextual domain, the types is always a prominent attribute. As Kahuna mentioned, we will cover all the types of personal injury in our topical map. And then claims and payments, what will be the loss process, legal fees, time limitation, damages, and then no fault compensation fund, and then United States, and then state laws. As we are in local SEO now, we are offering the legal services in a singular state. The laws are devised based on the individual states. So every state will have its own Supreme Court and its separate laws other than the different from the other states of the United States. So we are here in the state laws. So laws of New York for the personal injury will be another prominent attribute that we will cover. So overall, Wikipedia page will help us understand what are the prominent contexts in this topic or the service. So these things will be covered, and then second phase. Manpreet, what do you think? What will be the next step for niche research or understanding of our legal niche to find more attributes?
First, we need to check what should be the central entity, so where we can build our topical map. Then, what is the source context we are going to give the service?
Yes. So fundamentals. Before moving towards fundamentals, that are the 5 fundamentals of topical map. Before moving towards it, I recommend we need to have more understanding of our niche, and we can use LLMs to understand the overall context and the target audience needs for our topicality and services. So here we have frame semantics analyzer. It was Sir Koray's custom GPT, and I enhanced it with the ontology addition. Frame semantics analysis, here it is personal injury. So I will just give it the topic, personal injury, and then it will analyze frame elements and different aspects of frame net, or you can say frame semantics for this topic. And another option we have lexical path analyzer. This is Sir Koray's custom GPT to understand what are the parent topics, what are the subtopics, lexical relations at word level or the word connections for this topic. So these are the helping hands for us. So I am looking for where is the lexical path analyzer, important engrams, and we have knowledge domain terms. Yes, knowledge domain terms. I need to search more for lexical path analyzer. It is working for.
I have shared in the Meet chat.
Yes, thank you. So here, personal injury frame semantics, I will not discuss it more, as in the previous sessions, I have already explained how to utilize these custom GPTs for understanding. So it will give you frame elements, core frame elements for your understanding, and what is the typical question to understand what is the context. And it is explaining you frame, then lexical units, and core frame elements. After this frame-based semantic table for personal injury, I have already some understanding of this niche, so I am not reading all this data. But if you are going to create a topical map for this personal injury or any of its type, you can read and understand all these things. It will broaden your knowledge, and you will see, okay, these much are the total contexts that will be involved in every topic of personal injury. And then frame semantics, different ways of analysis. And here is the full ontology: personal injury, harm dimension, physical harm, all these details. Then casual dimension, accident based. So these are the reasons of accidents. Professional misconduct, medical negligence is the most famous type of personal injury, product or premises. Then intentional acts, legal dimensions, claim types, medical dimension, economic dimension, in institutional dimension when any institute is involved. And then visual semantic map for your understanding what are the parent topics and how topics are arranged in this knowledge domain. Role layering, SEO implications, you can understand all these details. So when you are starting a new niche, it is a great helping hand for you. I am sharing this link in this document so that you can utilize this chat. And here, personal injury. This custom GPT is from Sir Koray, knowledge domain terms extractor, personal injury. This custom GPT will provide you 100 plus domain terms for this personal injury that will be used again and again in this content strategy. So if you have some understanding in the start of the topical map like personal injury, so it is the smallest and the easiest definition, its relevance or importance score, then adjacent context, essential predicates that are used for this particular topic. So these are the good start for your understanding. I am sharing its link in the document that I will share with you after the completion of this video. And then we have lexical path analyzer. I am opening the link. Thank you, Kahuna, for this link. Lexical path analyzer. So it works based on lexical semantics. What are the word connections, or what are the connections between topics? And the easiest examples are synonyms, antonyms, meronyms, hypernym, hyponym, personal injury. Let me show you its output, and then we will move towards next step. So I am putting here links for your review. You can utilize these things for your understanding, and whatever niche you are working, you can utilize these custom GPTs for more deeper understanding. So here personal injury is a hypernym, and the hypernym is tort law, and personal injury is its hyponyms are personal injury, medical malpractice. So it is a type of personal injury. So all these things you can understand. So you will see what are the parent topics, what are the broader topics, and how it is similar to other topics, what are the similar topics, what are the opposite or antonym topics. So lexical relations are the one of the easiest way to understand the standing of a topic in the broader context in relation to other topics. So these are LLMs for your help, or you can say helping hand for niche research. Now we are moving towards second step. When you have initial understanding of this industry or niche, now you can move towards fundamentals, where you can create 5 fundamentals for a topical map. Yes, Kahuna, please.
So I would add a few more things, like some nerdy guys do it. Some people, go through maybe table contents of some books related in that knowledge domain. Some people like to go through YouTube, social media, Reddit is one of the discussion platform. They search for it. It's also a good thing if you are having trouble understanding and you want to look at the discussion happening on the internet. So Reddit is another good place. For lexical path, I would say you can also just give a prompt to ChatGPT that give me all the meronyms of personal injury, hyponyms of personal injury, synonyms. Once you know what relations are there, just go through and it will give you all the other terms as well. And most probably it will be taken care of by knowledge domain term extractor, but still it will help if you do it. So you can be as wide and as broad in niche research as much as you need. Some people are compulsive, so they want to go through everything. They just do
Yes.
watch YouTubes, read books and stuff. So feel free to, it's not that these are the only options. If you find something else, great, be creative.
Yes, that's the good addition. So we have multiple more options to explore a new niche or topic, so that we are a little subject matter expert before starting content strategy. And here in Koray's framework, we have named it topical map creation. And before topical map creation, we have 5 fundamentals. Yes, Manpreet, would you like to add anything before 5 fundamentals?
No, it's good to go. We gained enough knowledge about the knowledge domain. We extracted everything.
Yes.
Now we can move to fundamentals.
Yes. So here we go for 5 fundamentals. We have completed the niche research, niche understanding. Here first is the source context. Here legal services are our source context, so it is the simplest one. Then target audience. We also have information. I will write information for each of these. First, let me list down the 5 fundamentals. List, central entity, then core section, and finally outer section. Yes, Manpreet. Now you will help me for these 5 fundamentals. Source context. So personal injury, that's the simplest one. Here we have the name of industry, that is the service type. So personal injury services are the source context. Manpreet, how do you define source context? What do you think in a broader perspective?
Context means the purpose of your brand. For the people that don't know about the source context, it's mainly the purpose of the brand. What are the brand is going to do? Are they selling a service for a particular location? If you know enough about what are the main monetization of your website, then it will help you to expand the source context. According to the source context, you can choose your central entity.
Yes, mostly it is a monetization method, but it may not be a financial item or monetary item. It may be non-monetary source context, because you may satisfy other needs of your target audience. Yes, Kahuna, anything about source context?
Theoretically, it's defined as Manpreet aptly said, what your brand do and what's the monetization method. And typically, if you think about what your business does, what's your business context, you will end up very much on the source context. If you know about your business, it's already there. Like for us, we are personal injury services. that we are providing. And if someone wants to choose personal injury lawyer, that would be fine as well, because eventually you are providing services. Someone wants to write personal injury lawyer plus services, that would be fine as well, as long as you define your business context very well, your business identity.
Yeah, so we have discussion about source context. Now, how to find target audience? Manpreet, what do you say?
One of the things is that LLM can also help you to find out what are the right type of target audience for this niche. First step is to get data from the LLM to get the idea which audience do we want to target.
Define the audience for personal injury attorney services. So we can take help from LLMs, define the audience for personal injury attorney services. Yes. So it will help us to visualize, to estimate the audience cluster for our services or our business or brand. Yes, Kamuna, any input from your side?
No, I think that's the most appropriate method. You can brainstorm, but when LLM is there, why to torture your brain? That's always good.
So LLMs are offering us details about individuals or their families who suffered physical, psychological, or financial harm. So all the audience who has suffered any form of this harm due to some else negligence, recklessness, or intentional misconduct. So these two are the most prominent attributes of our target audience. Whoever has been damaged or has suffered a loss, either it is physical or psychological or financial, due to someone else's negligence, recklessness, or intentional misconduct, and who may have a compensable claim. This is the third and the most important one attribute of our target audience. Whatever loss they have faced for physical, psychological, or financial harm, it must be a compensable claim. And the legal laws for personal injury will be explaining all these things in very much detail. So we can copy this definition. No. So it is a definition of target audience who has these feelings or who has faced these things. In our Manpreet, how do you define target audience source context? I have wrote central search intent by mistake as target audience. It is central search intent. Yes. Manpreet, how do you define central search intent?
So first, let's define the central entity first. What is going to be a central entity? Like Kahuna said, we should start with the Wikipedia, as Wikipedia is one of the prominent things. And if we can create, if there is any page or any of your service in a Wikipedia, it's a good start.
Yes, we have Wikipedia page for personal injury. So we are confirmed now this topic is covered under personal injury entity or noun, and it is a good identifier of this knowledge domain, this legal knowledge domain of personal injury. So we have determined personal injury as a central entity, and now it comes to central search intent. Yes, Kahuna, any thoughts about central search intent? How you define your central search intent and how we can find, we have already discussed how we can find, and now how do you define central search intent?
Can I add something in central entity for central search
Yes,
intent?
sure. Yes, sure. That's the first or second step. Yes.
So I would just say, because we already have done a topical map on this, so we are quite fast. I just want to slow it down. Central entity typically, as theoretically, it defines the most popular entity in your query network. So for us, it's straightforward right now that it's personal injury. It should, another attribute of central entities, it should appear across all the pages, either explicitly or implicitly. So you think about how you organize your content. A central entity will always allow you to enter into a particular knowledge domain. So if you choose too narrow, then you might restrict yourself, and then you will find out that you cannot cover up certain types of topics. And if you are going too broad, then you will not be able to create a lot of relevance for your source context. We have to choose appropriately. Okay.
Yes,
Central
that's
search
the
in
great addition. Kahuna, let me add one thing. That's the great addition. Sometimes choosing a central entity becomes the most technical part of a topical map creation. So, based on the personalized experience, Kahuna is able to share this very secret thing. These are the main attributes of your central entity. This is the overall thought process to reach your central entity. You need to make sure the query network contains one or two entities that are the most popular ones among the whole query network. And the query network is the list of or the cluster of overall user queries for your particular knowledge domain or the contextual domain for which you are going to create your content strategy or topical map. And the second main thing that Kahuna mentioned is the central entity, the proposed central entity that you think represents your topicality very well. It must be present contextually, semantically, and in its original form all over the website. Each page will have some linkage with this central entity. Each page will reflect some context or will be connected with some shared context or some user intents or some semantically related entities with this central entity. So this is the most important item to discuss here. So thank you, Kahuna, for adding this. Yes, now central search intent.
So it's basically 180-degree flip of how you think about source context. Source context, we think about what your brand does. It's all from the perspective of your business and your brand. Central search intent is gonna be from the perspective of users, what they're gonna get from it, like what they are seeking, and that's gonna make them come to you. So what are their needs, what are their requirements, what they desire, and what's gonna get fulfilled when they search and ends up on your website. It's a cluster. It's basically the combination of verbs and outcomes for the users, your user cluster.
Yes, so central search intent is the overall needs and the intents of your target audience to whom you are going to serve with your final business offer. So practically, Kahuna has mentioned, we need to search the nouns and the predicates. Predicates are the contextually relevant action verbs that your target audience is using on Google search or any other search engine result page to find their needs and you can say to fulfill their search intents. Yes, Manpreet, how we can search the central search intent of our target audience? We have defined that our target audience is this one that is impacted from all these things and have compensable claims.
Here, for the personal injury niche, the central search intent should be the people that want to know more about personal injury, legal rights, or want to hire a lawyer around that, and how they can claim for a particular injury.
Yes, so good addition by Manpreet. So it is a central search in central search intent. We are going to put our focus on what they are searching on the SERP to find their needs, to fulfill their search intents. So they will be writing get services, what may be the predicates, booking, legal services. No, book is not a predicate in these legal cases. Find is our side. We offer that, we are offering, they can find our services. Central search intent. So what is the contextual predicate here? How they will be searching for? So personal injury attorney near me. It will be central search intent. They will be looking for. Then personal injury claim types. They will be looking this one, and then personal injury cases fees. So they want to know all about claim types, case fees, and proceedings process. So these are the broader categories of their search intents that they may be searching on the SERP results. Proceedings process, then law of statutes, that is the filing period, which period is allowed, in which time period they can file a case, and then compensation amounts. And let me write the last predicate, that attribute that they may be interested or looking for on the SERP. It will be lawyer cost. We have mentioned cost or not? No. Lawyer attorney cost. So what attorneys are charging to file the case? So these are some of the predicates and nouns that our target audience is looking, and we are going to cover these things on our website. Yes, Kahuna and Manpreet, anything you want to add here? Central search intent, as it is the most important item. Based on this central search intent and central entity, we are going to define or identify or execute our core section. And here, and I call these three steps: source context identification, central intent, central entity identification, and central search intent identification as the conceptual level of topical map. In these three steps, we make our concepts clear and final, and then on the basis of these three fundamentals, we make next two fundamentals, that is the full executional plan for content strategy, core section and outer section. Yes, anything else about the central search intent? Kahuna.
Nothing much. It's pretty much there. What I do, but yeah, I do it little. My thing is, I do it in one sentence. You have done it in multiple sentences across both paragraphs, but it's
We can
very
as well. You can recommend.
it's just the slash like get, find, hire, get, claim, procedural fees, then plus then nouns, typical
Like
word.
understand personal injury / explore legal option, hiring a lawyer, like this.
Yeah, hire, find, hire, slash get, slash know about, plus personal injury / lawyer, plus fees, costs, whatever, this kind of thing. It's typically the same. Some
Yes.
conceptually it's very similar.
Yeah, so I have
Explore isn't the right word here. I didn't say that. Don't tell that.
find know about or find
One
or
of the important would be the higher, because you always
higher. Yes.
Claim.
Higher attorney.
yeah, claim is a claim will
Yes.
go with claim procedures, claim types, both will go in the nouns.
So I have
It's
written the noun parts and I missed the predicates that Kahuna has added, and Manpreet also recommended these. So these are the most common predicates that our audience is using. Now about and the claim. These two things are the informational. They will be using these two predicates to find informational topics or navigational ones, and find or hire are the end need, or you can say commercial intent or transactional intent, where they are at the bottom of the funnel, and they will be looking for the end services with these two predicates. To find these things, we have this much data we can read. You can read these things, and from here you will find prominent attributes of the target audience along with what they will be searching on the SERP to fulfill these needs. And the final and the surefire way to look at this central search intent to find the predicates plus nouns of your target audience is to look at the query network. That is the concrete step and the ultimate step that shows you what actually your target audience is looking for and writing in the SERP, or you can say the keywords, what they are using in their keywords or user queries, what are their action verbs or the predicates that they are using. So I think that's much discussion is enough for central search intent. Now we are at core section. So Manpreet, how will you analyze the core section? What are your recommendations?
Core section is the main research part where where the main thing is you need to check all the query network, where if there is any knowledge domain where you can extract more of the attributes around that your central entity. And you need to check the main query and the search. What are the other things that Google is suggesting?
Yeah, so if we recall the big boss, so Sir Koray explains core section as the combination of source context plus central search intent. So whatever predicates or nouns are related to our source context, these will be covered in the core section. And here will be the legal attorney pages, attorney legal services pages. So all the legal services pages of our website, on our website will be covered in core section. Here, whatever is related to legal services from source context and the target audience predicates are nouns that they are using to find these services. These two will be combined in core section. Yes, Kahuna, your opinion is needed here.
Yeah, I would just add a different perspective here, because I have seen a few guys not exactly suggesting the legal service pages, but people do those in the topical map as well. Like they suggest what commercial pages and what they want to include. Typically, it's the client's choice what they are selling. They have the knowledge. Another thing is in core section, like here, there would be claim would be another one that would be in the core section. That's not typical, like it's a block section. It's the informational keywords, but that's your main attribute, the commercial intent or the main attribute of the source context, because that's what people are trying to get the claim. You will talk about legal proceedings, how to get claims, and for all the different sorts of injury types. So let's say how to get medical malpractice claims. So, but I have also seen some people putting these type of blog pages in outer as well. So it's kind of a personal choice, but I think I usually put in core, and it's a high priority topic anyways. So whether you put in core outer, as long as you write them quite early on your website journey, it's fine.
Anyway,
Yeah.
Our goal is to create a knowledge domain around these topics. Whether your topic is in a core and outer, you are covering everything.
You anyway prioritize the relevant attributes, so you will end up in the similar hierarchy of publishing documents. It's gonna be fine. Like, do not get too hung up on what's core, what's outer, as long as you know your niche.
Yes, exactly. So here we have different opinions. Kahuna is recommending that along with service pages, we can cover the most prominent attributes like claims for each subtype of personal injury claims or legal proceedings pages in the core section. And I don't agree with it. I think only service pages must be there in the core section, and Manpreet is combining all the opinions. And just to conclude, ultimate goal is to create a knowledge domain, internal knowledge domain on our website. Yes, that's true. But here only one bad impact will be that internal linking. So when we say what will be going in core section, it means it will get internal links from all the outer section content pages. So I recommend we only cover legal services pages in the core section and put transactional. So if I summarize what I am saying, transactional intent in the core section, and informational plus navigational plus this thing that we are navigational plus commercial investigation. So whatever intent is leading towards the transactional intent, that is the commercial investigation, like what is the cost of personal injury lawyer in New York. So these things will be in the outer section, because we can't give link to this page from majority of outer section pages, because we want links to the end page, that is the conversion document. Here we want to convert our leads, but option is with you. You can cover, no hard and fast rule. Kahuna believes that whatever is the prominent attribute for source context and from central search intent, as Koray has defined, so we can cover it in the core section. No big difference. You can arrange when content will be published on your website. No difference whether it is a core section page or it is a outer section page. It is our internal segregation, internal bifurcation, or you can say just a pre-publishing planning, which page we are putting in core section and which page we are putting on outer section. One of the biggest purpose is to arrange internal links from outer section documents to the core section documents so that search engine knows it very clearly what is the most important item on our website. So we have enough discussion here. So we can say legal service pages and then we can also add claims or any other important attributes in the core section. So I have asked LLM ChatGPT, what are the types of personal injury legal case? So these are the types of legal cases. For all these, we will create service pages: car accidents, motorcycle accidents, truck or semi-truck, lorry accidents, bus accidents, ride share accidents, pedestrian accidents, bicycle uninsured underestimate premises liability cases, medical related medical malpractice, yes, birth injury cases, nursing home abuse and neglect. Then product liability is an other subcategory that may be the reason construction accident. So all these are the subtypes of personal injury services or personal injury claims. So whatever services our lawyers are providing, we will cover those service pages in our core section. And now it comes to outer section. So we have enough discussion already. Yes, Manpreet. For outer section.
For the outer section, we are going to cover the wider topic where we get the most historical data. Where
yes, go flat. Wider coverage.
Right.
Of. So we can say wider coverage of semantically and contextually related knowledge or contextual domains.
Right.
This is some off topic, but very relevant to understand. I am sharing for the audience 3 pillars of Koray's framework, or you can say content strategy. For a successful content strategy or for a successful Koray's framework implementation, Koray explains 3 things: go deeper, for core section, then go wider or go flat for outer section, and then keep your momentum, publishing frequency. So these 3 things are the pillars of Koray's framework success. If you fail in any of these, your long-term results may be impacted. So Manpreet had a good suggestion to go flat and wider coverage of semantically and contextual related knowledge or contextual domains. Yes, Kahuna, what's your input here? Outer section.
I think I agree. Like we have to go wider and the outer section is something that you can always expand on as long as you can find a connection back to your source context. So, like as you wrote types of personal injury, that's rightly so. From every personal injury, you can connect back to lawyer. From different state laws, you can also have work like, for example, there is a workplace injury as well or professional things. So you can talk about safety tips as well. Driving laws. These are the things. a few extra things you can discuss for locality stats, like a certain area, like what's the most accident prone area in New York. These kind of topics would be there as well.
Yes, we will discuss. We will discuss the local topical map. Just want to conclude the overall concept of outer section, and then we are going to shift towards local topical map as it is a local business. So just for a moment, I held on this topic, and in Koray's language, the outer section is a combination of central entity and the attributes of our central entity from central search intent. So these are the outer section areas or topics that will be covered in outer section commercial investigation. So these are the things that we need to cover in the outer section. Central entity, we have defined central entity, that is the personal injury, plus central search intent. All the needs and intents of our target audience about the central entity that has not been covered in the core section. In the core section, we have covered action related items. Action is the final action to hire the services. So other than the hiring attribute, or you can say all other funnel stages or target audience intents like informational, navigational, and commercial investigation, these will be covered in the outer section. And now let's talk about local topical map in the outer section. Local topical map. And local topical map will be the part of both sections. In core section, we need location pages. This is also one part of local topical map, and second part will be in outer section for local topical map, that is our location entities attributes related to our central entity and source context. So if I write here in some detail, so explanation will be location entity, local proximity, local location entity plus central entity. So it will be local topical map in this section. And for the core section, our location pages will be there. So location entity plus source context. Local topical map. So location pages will be covered in the core section, as these will be ranking for a particular location. For example, personal injury attorney near me. If a person is searching this in a city of New York, then that city page, or it is a broader area, that area page for personal injury attorney services must rank there. We don't need to create a title tag like personal injury near me. If our page is optimized for the location, search engine will understand this page needs to be ranked in this particular location. Yes, Kamuna and Manpreet, any input for local topical map?
I think You have done it completely, so I don't think I need to add.
Right,
Yes,
it's good
thank you
to
so
go.
much. Yes. So final step. Now we are in step 3. Enough discussion and discussion. Now we are going towards execution of all this data for final topical map creation. Step 3. Execution. We are going to move towards the execution. So here we need to check the informational data, overall data, to find the topics that we need to cover on our website based on the 5 fundamentals that we have created. So in this execution step, we have 3 major sub steps, and that will be, first will be raw data collection, and then second one is creating a raw topical map, and then processed topical map. We will perform all these 3 steps one by one, and then we will reach towards processed topical map for a few sample nodes from our raw topical map. So yes, Kahuna, how to start raw data collection? From where we can start the information collection or data collection to create the raw topical maps? What do you suggest?
Are you gonna do the complete raw topical map? I just want to know that first.
Yes. It will be a 7-8 hour session, so we are not going to invest so much time here, as just we are teaching our audience. We are recommending some process just to take start. So we can't do full topical map. It takes 15 to 25 days to create a final process topical map. So we are not gonna doing that. We will just show some glimpse to our audience that these are the steps. So all the smaller pieces of raw data we will collect, and based on that data, we will finalize at least 10 to 15 nodes in raw topical map, and then we will convert 5 to 10 nodes into processed topical map. Just a glimpse of A to Z process. So now doing raw data collection.
So to collect the raw data, one of the since we have already gone through the step 1, which is niche research, so we already know about all the lexical relations, all the different entities that are connected to it, different attributes and stuff. So
Yes.
first thing you can always do is take your central entity and put it in hrefs or SQLs and find all the broad terms. That's one easy thing. Then another, you can do the same thing for all the different lexical relations, because in this case, what will happen, you will not find everything. Every topic will not have the personal injury as inserted in it. So you may have personal injury, you may have car injury. You search car injury as well, and then find all the broad terms for those. That's a pretty easy start to start moving your raw data collection. Okay, and that's one of the first thing I do. If someone wants another route, then they can first do the computers and see what pages they are creating. So that will give you a kind of skeleton, and then to expand on and find more topics around those. That's also a nice start. These are the 2 things that I usually do. Some other suggestions are, some people like to go LLMs route. So they go, let's say, give me 30, 40, 50, 11 topics around personal injury. for these services, for this website. That also helps. So these are the three things that you can start with from my experience. That if you find more, I would just say be creative. At the end of the day, you just have to find different queries. You can choose you can choose some extension or some service to extract all the related searches or all the auto suggestions from Google as well. Those are all fine as well.
Yes. So Kahuna recommended first from niche research or understanding. For example, we have knowledge domain terms. We can utilize its data. We have lexical path analysis. We can utilize data for that, as it is showing us the subtypes or the lexically related topics like parent topics or flagged synonym topics, or the subtopics under the broader topic. We can utilize that data. Frame semantics also gave us a huge data that we can process and see which topics has user queries and which topics need to be covered in separate pages. So we have already some data in the form of niche research or understanding. We can utilize that. I take second step as the sub analysis. Yesterday, I wrote a post on social media about the fact that sub results are the reflection of search engine's knowledge base. Whatever is stored in search engine's knowledge base for your target query or topic, search engine reflects it on the sub results. So what I will do, I will automate this process. I will search it. For example, we are going to start from personal injury. I will search this in location personal injury. So this is the page. These are the results. I will utilize one of my custom GPT to understand what data search engine is showing us regarding my searched topic. So the process is very simple, but it needs some time to understand what are the entities, what are the topic clusters that are ranking on the SERP, or what search engine is recommending us for this topic. So in this custom GPT, I will write query. My query is personal injury and query, and the SERP data is this. So I need to understand overall instead of reading the SERP result one by one, meta description, reading the bold terms. We do this in content brief process to understand what terms search engine is bolding on the SERP results. What are the hints, for example, things to know. Here informational is personal injury has a mixed intent of both informational and commercial. So search engine is not sure whether audience is looking for informational topics or audience is looking for personal injury attorneys. So that's why search engine is ranking attorneys here. Sponsored results are also there, and then informational topics, and this box things to know. This sub feature is an indication that this topic has some informational intent, and search engine wants to fulfill this informational intent by showing the most prominent attributes of this topic. So from this area, we can get information that these are the 4 most prominent attributes of personal injury topic for our topical map. Personal injury examples, personal injury types, personal injury lawyer fees, personal injury law salaries. So these things can be utilized in different ways, and then people also search for. You can read my yesterday's social media post. I explained that these terms are from the similar audience previous searched queries. So these queries are from the historical query data of our legal target audience. You can read the patent that I mentioned there. So we are moving forward to understand the SERP analysis. So the major entities mentioned on the page on the SERP result is person injury, legal process, injury types, damages. Yes, Kamala, please.
Could you just put your LinkedIn post link in the sheet, because people will watch it later. They won't know what was the yesterday, which yesterday it is.
Yes. Yes, you are right. You are right. I forgot this context that they will not be able to find what was the yesterday's date. So I'm going to share the link here in the sheet that you guys can read there. I will paste in the sheet for the search intents. So you can read this post for SERP analysis, the importance of SERP features and how SERP features contribute to your content strategy, or you can say topical map. So personal injury is the main entity, and then legal process, injury types, damages. So these are the prominent attributes. So here, this is the starting point. When you start with your central entity, it means there are hundreds of subtopics that you are going to find, and then you will repeat the whole process on each topic. For example, what we are going to do for personal injury topic, you will do this for personal injury legal process. This topic, full raw data collection and then node finalization. Then personal injury types, you will do work on this and you will pinpoint the individual types under the personal injury. And then damages, what are the types of damages, what damages are allowed or compensations are allowed in these personal injury cases. Then contextual analysis, so these are the entities and their sub-entities that have been mentioned by the search engine in the sub results. And this GPT is explaining you what are the link of these core entity and sub-entities. Then contextual analysis, dominant themes, legal definitions and scope of personal injury. Okay, personal guidance, how to file legal representation, types of injuries and qualifying events, compensation breakdown. Then importance, proving emotional and mental. Then user intent classification, informational intents, transactional intent. So search engine is ranking local businesses, map pack is there, navigational intents, direct searches for NYC or government information institute, NYC bar, commercial investigation, how hard is it to win a personal injury lawsuit? How much does a personal injury lawyer cost? Mixed intent combines information gathering with legal exploration. As I already told, mixed intent because intents are overlapping on a single page. So these are the primary topics and subtopics clustering based on this sub data. So this section also gives you indication that how you can arrange your topics and subtopics for your individual pages. For example, for legal help or case evaluation or injury law page, you can bring these subtopics in a single document. But only from the sub result analysis, you can't decide anything on this stage. You need to do a lot of further work to validate whether this query deserves a page or not. And one thing more, it is only showing injury law. This is a topic. This is not a query. You need to find the user queries where they are looking for this topic. And then based on popularity, prominence, and relevance, or the root, rare, and unique attributes of your searched user query or entity, the topics will be defined for your individual pages. User questions and pain points, so you can read all this data, 2 grams, 3 grams. So what we do normally, so it is ontology based on sub result entities and attributes. That's a very interesting thing, and after evaluating this ontology, you will be able to understand how search engine is arranging topics and subtopics on the sub results page. So the main attribute is personal injury, then its first attribute, prominent attribute, is types. So physical, mental, reputational injury, then causes negligence, intentional acts, recklessness, legal components, duty of care, breach, causation, damages. These are called 4 components of a legal case. Legal process, evidence gathering, lawyer consultation, filing claim. Maybe this one has sufficient user queries and demand, but this may not have sufficient search demand. So our whole content strategy will base on user demand, or you can say search volume, and the user intents in our particular personal injury context. So this is the most important item, and this is the distinguishing factor why the previous or the traditional keywords based approach we are not utilizing in this content strategy. So this is the sub analysis. I will not consume more time on this sub analysis. Just copy paste the whole information and paste in the sheet. I am going to create next sheet for raw data. Here we will collect all the data, and then we will move towards finalization. Now we have some manual sub analysis requirements. For that purpose, I need to have search volume information. So I will utilize keywords everywhere extension to find the search volumes. First of all, we have auto suggestions. Auto suggestions will show us the attributes of this entity. So it has enough search volume. That's great. It will help us. Search volume will help us to understand the demand of these topics. So these are the auto suggestions. We will have huge data, so we need to arrange all the data in a very systematic way so that whenever we need information for individual topic, we can come back and see what was the original data and how we finalized this topic and why we finalized it. So after auto suggestions, we have query templates. Query templates are the best way or shortcut to understand the contextual layers in our target contextual domain. Query templates from auto suggestions. So here we are going to cover query templates based on the auto suggestions, and in auto suggestions we will add some prepositions, personal injury for. So we don't have for dummies, no form, no emotional insurance. So we don't have any contextual layer with for. So we can say at work, at claim. Yes, we can find some contextual layers. So we pasted here with at and personal injury in. So we can get some contextual layer. So we are copying person injury in law, person injury in Spanish. Why it has not been copied? So we need to copy all of these this way, or you can utilize any extension to copy these with, I think, no personal injury about no. So you can variate the prepositions and you can find the contextual layers in your target topic. Now we are moving towards the next step. After this data, we need query network. So in next column, we need to have information about query network. And here we need to have SEO tool. We will utilize keywords everywhere for this purpose. For right now, keyword gap analysis, keyword bulk traffic, organic ranking keywords. So we don't have any keyword research. I don't know how to do. So we can collect keywords from ranking competitor. So I will utilize this results keywords. It is a sponsored result. That's why it is not showing its ranking keywords. It is an informational topic, personal injury Wikipedia, claim, personal injury, US law. What is the correct service page? Yes, personal injury lawyer. So we are going to check its keywords. It has 67 keywords. So these are the keywords. I will copy these keywords from here. Search volume is for US because we have selected US location, United States. So I will copy these keywords and let's assume so we can skip this step and we can directly go to competitor analysis. Audience may be confused afterwards that why you stripped query network and why you are utilizing competitors data. So I will utilize query network. Kahuna, do you think we need to check ranking pages queries for topical map?
I would say, like, rather than looking at the individual page that ranking for personal injury, it's better to look at their sitemap and put it in hrefc topic,
Exactly.
that you will find
That's
more
the
data
thing.
there.
Yes, exactly. That's the thing. So we don't need to check ranking queries of a page. We will do this step in content brief preparation because there we want to beat this page. Here we are only finding which topics we need to publish on our website. So we don't need to check the ranking queries. I can find if we have sitemap option from keywords everywhere, organic ranking keywords, competitor gap analysis, analyze page doom content. No, we don't have, so we will open the website. And the first step we can do, check their sitemap. If they are using WordPress and common SEO plugins, then it will be easier for us to find the sitemap. And here we go. They are using Yoast SEO, so it is very easy to find their sitemap. So we can easily find their published pages. So they have published 929 URLs in posts. So these are most probably the informational pages. They have published near 2000 pages. We will simply copy them. But here we have a problem that they have not made any categories in the URLs. Whatever they have done, it is difficult to find which pages are related to personal injury and which pages are related to other than personal injury topics. So it is a problem, but let's assume all these pages are related to personal injury pages, personal injury topics. So we can create a separate tab for competitors sitemaps. Yes, please.
Behzad, we are checking a post sitemap. Can you check the page sitemap? In post, there are mainly outer section of blogs you can find.
Yes, exactly. So we need both of them. That's why I copied it.
But in the page, we can check what are the main core services they are targeting first.
Yes, exactly. We need to cover both. So that's why we need outer section too, and we need the core section too. That's why I will copy now the pages. Informational topics we have covered. So they have 572 published URLs for services, I think. Yes, they are publishing the service pages in pages. So here we go. When we extract sitemap, now we have URLs of the pages and post, but we need title tags or H1s to understand what this page is actually about. So we will utilize Screaming Frog to find the HTML, to find the H1 tags of these URLs. So we will give these URLs to Screaming Frog to find the title tags, and then we will check what topics they have published, and we will include those topics in our raw data, and then we will start picking what topics are the actually queries that deserve a page. So this is the whole raw data for topical map creation, for finding the raw topical map nodes for this one topic or one keyword, that is personal injury. We will find more topics and then we will collect raw data for those topics, and then final nodes will be finalized or explode from that individual keyword raw data. So this process will go and go on. I will create raw data for one more topic just to show you this is not everything. We have a lot more topics to repeat for this topical map. So let's do raw data 1 for one topic. Okay, why not to write the topic name raw data personal injury, and then let's find one of the important attribute from this sub analysis, and then our one of the most important subtype, and then collect data for that one. So injury types: car accidents, slip and fails, medical malpractice, assault, false imprisonment. Let's do for car accidents. So we need to do this. First, I'm going to put off keywords everywhere, personal injury. So here we don't need to write personal injury, car accidents, attorney near me. So it is a full commercial topic. Now here is a minute technicality. If we search car accidents attorney near me, it will be a 100% commercial topic. Car accidents attorney near me, it is a 100% commercial topic. Near me or in New York, whatever we write, these are 100% commercial intent topics. Search engine may not show informational topics in this car accidents contextual domain. So for each service type, you need to perform 2 steps for raw data collection. First, for commercial query, and then second for informational query, car accidents. So on this informational query, search engine will show some informational topics for our New York location to cover in the outer section. So search engine has to show these things to know sub feature for this contextual domain to show you what are the prominent attributes or contexts in this car accidents contextual domain. So whatever service you are going to cover in your topical map for legal services, either it is medical malpractices or car accidents or truck accidents attorney page, you need to do 2 separate searches or separate raw data collection for both topics. One is 100% informational. This will show you what are the commercial intents, commercial investigation intents, or commercial investigation queries of your target audience in this particular location for this legal service topic. But the informational topic of car accidents or medical malpractice or any other type of personal injury will show you informational topics in this particular location, so you can have some ideas, some user queries for your outer section content. So this is the most important thing that we need to understand this raw data collection. And it is a normal raw data collection. Let's anything, Manpreet and Kahuna, you want to add here? From a long time, I am discussing these things. You may feel bored in this discussion. No, it is your turn to add something. Kahuna.
So yeah, that's the raw data collection. I just want to just say the same thing. You can choose any keyword tool, and after SERP analysis, you can put your main term there and extract all the queries. You would save, maybe that will save a ton of time for each one. Another thing, rather than looking at the whole topical map, it could be expensive, but if someone has hrefs, they can always put in the website and go to top pages. So that will give you, because a lot of time these websites are writing even case studies or some special cases as well. So you don't need to cover those in your topical map because those are personalized topics for those. So it's the case. If you want, I can show you how to I can share my screen and then show the HRF process if that makes sense.
Yes, sure.
Want me to?
You can share. Yes, sure. So our audience has some idea that this process can be added here. So we extend our research for topic collection just to make sure we don't miss anything that is important in this knowledge domain. Yes, Kahuna, you can share.
Send me this sheet as well, so I know which competitor you chose.
Yes, so I am sharing this sheet link with you, so you can add data in this sheet, legal service, topical map.
So one thing is it's United States. You can search your data with personal injury, do it, then have your broad terms. So many, but you don't have to use. You don't have to have the secure volume. So I would put filter at least one or whatever you're comfortable with, depending on your niche. This will be the all sorts of topics. You can use this information as well, you know, for finding attributes, what you are missing. A lot of location pages are there, so we don't need to have those location pages, but this is very comprehensive, but it will contain a lot of topics or queries that are not relevant with you. For example, it could contain thousands of, hundreds or thousands of cities in USA that are connected with personal injury lawyer. That's one thing. So same thing you can do with other terms as well. I just want to show the competitor one. That will be much easier to do, and that will give you more relevant topics to your own. Then you go to top pages. You will see all the top pages ranking for it. So you anyway need those topics which have search presence or have search volume. You can find here. These are the queries, direct queries attached to these pages. If you want to expand on it, that's your go. You can export and find, do it later as well. Now, one thing to note, there are so many pages because of language as well. So ES Spanish is there as well. Now, these are the informational topics. What are the safest neighborhoods in New York City? Safest place to live in New York. This type of pages you can easily, it will just save some time because you will, from one competitor, you can find 10, 20, 50 topics right away with exact query and volume if you have access to href. Otherwise, what you can do is just do the screening block thing, check their title, turn on titles here. Now, once you have the titles, what you can do is what is it, legal driving age in New York? Just take it and that's going to be lengthy process, but that will help you. You can go for New York and search your what is legal driving age. And if you have keywords everywhere extension, it will show you. First, I need to prove that I'm a human.
Yes. Trust issues.
Yeah. More than your partners. So you can I have hrefs. So you can have here or you can have keywords everywhere. So you will find this and then you can just look at whether it deserves a page or not. based on the SERP, and you have the volume data as well. That will help. These are the things. Other than that, it's always good, after initial research, you should have an idea and you can rely on Google to find out. For example, you can go down, see topics here, and then search on Google again. Why I'm searching wave battery safety? That's a different one. Anyway, these are really some tricks to deal with. If you have access to HRFs, that will ease your job. Otherwise, do this streaming prog, then Google, then check your keyword everywhere, extension or whatever, what your estimation who you want to use.
And I want to add something to that. In the href, you can also check in the site structure which cluster is ranking, which cluster is getting most of the traffic, and it's easy to target that cluster.
Let me just show you that quickly.
Yeah, sure. Yes. So according to Sir Koray, topical map is a surefire journey to outrank your competitors. So first and the most important part of our topical map is to find the gaps of our target audience. So if you have access to Ahrefs, or SEMrush is also started to show the topic clusters or keywords clusters, you can add those and you can find which topics are the weakest point on our competitor's website. You need to target those. So wherever you see some weakness in our competitor's content, you need to penetrate that way so that you can hit the iron when it is red. So you need to find the competitor's gap. Yes, Kahuna, you are going to show the topic clusters from our competitors' content with the help of Ahrefs. This will help us to find this cluster is the weakest on our competitor's website. We must start from this point. Yes, Kahuna.
Unfortunately, the light plan does not involve the site structure analysis.
Yes, sure. If anyone has Ahrefs, it means they know where this option is, so they can utilize. No issue here. So we are continuing. So this is a sample of how to collect the raw data, and we are moving towards the next phase of raw data collection. What to do after collecting this much raw data? So here we have only keyword data, and now Kahuna, extract personal injury related keywords in href and paste in this K column.
Okay, I will.
And
right now it's too many. I will do it later.
No, just
with the different.
Just extract first 100 ones, not more than that. We need just a sample to show how to proceed from this step. So after collecting raw data, now we need to select what are the singular contexts or what are the topics that can be converted into page content, or topics that need separate pages on our website. So we will read all this data one by one. Personal injury, legal process, injury types. Okay, so we are highlighting all these things as we need to cover them on our website. So this color highlighting means we are picking them and we will start working. We will start collecting raw data for these topics to find the ultimate topics that we need to cover on our website. And then personal injury, emotional distress, reputational harm, filing claims, lawsuit, attorney, car accidents. So in the injury types, when we will go into injury types, then we will cover all these types of personal injury claims or legal cases. And then when we will start working on personal injury damages, then we will cover all these things. So here we are not highlighting these things. Next one is the contextual details, informational. It is not as much relevant. Then personal injury definition, yes. Topics, subtopics, injury law, legal help, case evaluation, yes, we have highlighted these above. Listicles, yes, this ontology is so much important for us as it is reflecting the full knowledge domain showed on SERP data. So we are going to pick the main topics that we can cover in the next raw data collection and then start finding pages from here. So legal components is an important attribute, so we are highlighting it. Then legal process, yes, legal process is always a prominent attribute. Then damages, medical bills, so damages we have already highlighted. Again we are highlighting. Then lack of visual aids, so these are the opportunities. These may not be important here, we are just picking topics. So from this data we have highlighted these things. And then next one is personal injury types, New York. So whenever we have lot of data like this in YMYL niches where search engine is concerned for the user's health or the audience health, we need to be conscious about our time. We can't afford to read each query to find the user's intent and context. So there will be dozens of queries that have single commercial intent. We can't create page for each of that because intent is same. So to understand the user contexts and intents from the query data, we utilize custom GPT for keyword segregation. The purpose is to save our time. Keyword segregation. Keyword segregator is here as our helping hand. So we will just copy these queries. Kahuna is not coming slow. So many queries. No. We can give only 300 queries. First copy the 300 queries from this data and then paste it into this custom GPT and just add one instruction. Don't miss. Make sure no query is missed from this content. So we are iterating our comprehensive analysis request to GPT and now it is copying. The purpose is that users utilize natural language while searching on the SERP, so they use different wordings, but intent is same, context is 100% same. So why to read dozens of queries that are spread all over the query network? So we are going to combine the shared context queries. Those have similar intent or some shared context. So this custom GPT is helping us to understand what are the similar queries from the target audience. And now I will explain further regarding its output. So this way we segregated the data, and from bottom there is marketing stuff. We can delete it. So here we go. First cluster is who is the best personal injury lawyer for my needs, user intent comparison or decision making. It is actually called navigational intent. So best personal injury lawyer, top accident and personal injury lawyers, best injury lawyers. This stuff is 100% wasted. We can't write on these pages because these pages demand listicle document where we list more than one attorneys. These topics are for aggregator websites. So this cluster we need to ignore 100%, and we can't claim that we are the best personal injury lawyer in New York. It is legally not allowed. We can't use best or top on our web page, but we can publish guest posts with these signifiers or modifiers with our brand name or with our services. Where can I find a personal injury lawyer near me? So this is the main commercial query that we will be covering in our service page, and you can see all these keywords have same intent, only single intent, that is personal injury attorney services. That all these will be covered in our single page. We don't need to read each one by one. Who are the personal injury lawyers in my city or state? It is again local page indication for us. So for these locations, there are such demand. We can open pages for these locations. So this is local topical map. Location pages are already understood on the websites in local SEO. So this is part of local topical map that we will be covering on our website. So these locations in New York has some demand for personal injury lawyer services. So we can open pages for these locations. When there is no demand, you should not open a page for that query. So after all these, so I am ignoring this list because when you have a client or if you are a lawyer, then you need to see whether you are offering Atlanta, you want to serve Atlanta clients or not. So whatever preferred locations you have in your mind or you think are good for your business, you need to highlight those, and then you need to create pages for them if sufficient need is there. And then next cluster here is what is personal injury lawyer and what do they do. So informational for our outer section, we can create a page for them. Who are the personal injury lawyers and what do they do? Informational queries, we can understand them if any new context is there. How can a filer understand my personal injury claim or case? So it is legal proceeding related cluster. That's very much important, and it is a popular root attribute of our central entity, root attribute. Then personal injury claims, lawsuit, case, settlement, court, news today. Who handles personal injury from car accidents? Who handles? It is simple commercial intent. We need to ignore it as when we will create car accident personal injury lawyer. So it is an idea for personal injury for car accidents lawyer page. So we will publish one page for this. What is personal injury protection? So it is informational topic, insurance and legal terminology. We need to publish it on our website in outer section, how to market a personal injury law practice. That's out of our scope. We are not giving marketing services. We are creating content strategy for our legal services website. Who are the personal injury law firms? No, that's not a good topic. Who are specific personal injury lawyers or firms? It is navigational query where people are looking for the specific brands. So this way, we cluster all the user queries in a particular query cluster, and then we evaluate contexts and user intents in those queries, and we finalize with the SERP validation whether a topic needs page or not. Now we are going, this has been evaluated and we have finalized. Now we need to check this one. Personal injury types, New York. No such demand. We will ignore personal injury attorneys, New York. Yes, we are creating one service page for this. Personal injury lawyer, personal injury attorney, personal injury lawyer. This is just a word sequence. Word co-occurrence, personal injury with lawyer has more search volume, so we will cover it in the main title, and then we will variate attorneys in different sections of our content. Personal injury medical, it is not a canonical query, no clear context. Personal injury in Spanish, we will ignore it. If we are not offering content in Spanish language, then chances of winning a personal injury lawsuit, we need to search its canonical query, as it is the most important attribute from user perspective. They want to know whether I can win the case or not. Then types of personal injury cases. Yes, types is a prominent attribute. We already highlighted it. Personal injury coverage, it is insurance related query. We will ignore it. We are not touching the insurance cluster yet. Personal injury at work, personal injury at work claim, personal injury at work lawyer, personal injury at work mental health. So we can highlight personal injury at work. It may be an informational topic for employees' rights or anything similar to this context. Personal injury at work at track level, claim example, no. Personal injury in law, personal injury in Spanish. So personal injury in law will be covered in informational root page of personal injury. So this way we highlight the topics from the raw data of a single topic, and then we bring these highlighted topics. Highlighted topics means on which basis we highlighted the topics, based on contexts and user intents. From the queries, we highlighted the queries, and after that we will bring them out in this column as raw topics. Raw topics. For example, we have highlighted these items, so we will paste here. Anything else we have highlighted? Yes. Legal components, we have highlighted. Legal components means components of a legal case. Legal process. Legal process, always unique root attribute. Damage is important for our target audience. They want to know for which type of losses I can claim damages. Anything else? Any other topic? No. So here we have these topics highlighted for the final step. So these may be the topics for separate pages. We need to validate them from sub results to finalize whether these queries deserve pages or not. So personal injury missed here. Personal injury legal case, personal injury claim types. Damages, personal injury damages, legal components, personal injury, legal components. So personal injury, legal process, personal injury damages has been covered, so we can delete it. And then we saw personal injury lawyer. That's the topic of our service page, New York. And then we have personal injury lawyer. And this is location page, New York, personal injury lawyer or attorney. Then chances of winning. And then personal injury at work. Any other topic? And here we have, where can I find personal injury lawyer near me? Near me service page query, who are the personal injury lawyers in my city? So these are the location pages ideas, as I have already explained. So whatever locations are relevant to us, we need to highlight them and we need to paste them. So you can see Florida personal injury lawyer, so area pages. If Florida is in your service area, you cover clients of this location. I don't know it is in New York or not. So here we need to see this thing. We can cover them here in this topic. So in each topic's raw data collection, you need to find the singular contexts and user intents queries that may deserve separate page. So this way we will finalize it, and now we are going to check whether these queries need to have separate page or not. So here we have a specific concept, and that's a very technical and crucial item to decide whether we should publish a separate page for a query or this context must be covered in any other published page. Recently, I conducted an audit of a website and 4 to 5 pages with same intent, but users had different queries, so they were focusing on the keyword search volume, and based on the keyword search volume, and luckily those keywords have low keyword difficulty, so they were publishing pages based on low keyword difficulty and high search volume. Meanwhile, the context was 100% same and the intent was 100% same. So these things are bad, and these things are called intent cannibalization. So to validate topics on SERP, we will search it in the location New York personal injury legal process. So we will search it in the legal process in New York related location, and we will see whether first criteria for finalizing. Yes, Kahuna, what's your input? How to finalize whether a topic needs a separate page or not?
Well, it's the first one is obviously search demand. If there is no search demand, it doesn't deserve. So another one is it should be a part of query template. If that's another. I don't remember the other two right now, but the concept is that out of 4, we have to have 3 checks out of those 4 checklist items. But typically, user demand is the main one. If it is there and Google search has an index for it, we are good to go.
Yes, that's the main thing. Kahuna has highlighted the main points to decide. Manpreet, you have something to add here?
Now, Kahuna covered everything there. If you can check if there's Google has some separate index for a particular query, that means it deserves a page. And you can check if the query also has a volume. And third, if your competitor is also targeting these queries, it's good that you can also target.
Yes, first of all, let's discuss all these things one by one. So Kahuna and Manpreet mentioned first thing is search volume. For search volume, we need to check canonical query. So I will write, and this is the final second last step and the most important one. So I am just putting more focus on this concept, and video is becoming longer, but I will try to cover the whole part in next half an hour, so we don't go more than 2.5 hours. Canonical query. So here is the concept of canonical query. We need to search whether this query is a canonical query or not. If it is not a canonical query, then it means we are unable to find the true search demand of that query. So how to do it? In this personal injury legal process, we search this query and it has 260 demand per month. First method to find the canonical query is to see whether the uh, titles or competitor pages the same that we have searched. So let us see. Personal injury legal process. The personal injury process in New York. Okay, so they have used word legal, the steps to filing a personal injury lawsuit. They have utilized the interrogative query in the title, then personal injury lawsuit timeline, steps and process. So they are merging multiple contexts here. They are including the law of statute that limits the timeline, that limits for how much time you can file a legal case. Then the 10 steps of a personal injury lawsuit, you can say the process. Without the word process, they have mentioned 10 steps, and search engine is semantically looking at it as the same. What are the steps to filing a personal injury lawsuit? Understanding the process of a personal injury lawsuit, then legal process of a personal injury case, New York City personal injury claims and lawsuit process, stages of a personal injury case. This is an authority website, so they are receiving more traffic. New York government is receiving the second highest traffic, that is 200 chances of winning, that is separate. Personal injury lawyer, that is separate. Lawsuit timeline, New York personal injury laws, US personal injury law types, how to file lawsuit settlement. So here subtitles are mixed. Some are utilizing process word, some are using steps word, some are using timeline, some are saying filing steps. So mixed intent, we can say this may be the canonical query as it is reflecting the 100% context that ranking pages are reflecting through their title tag. First way, then second option, we have to see related queries from keywords everywhere. Personal injury litigation 880 search volume, personal injury claim process. So this is the canonical query. Personal injury claim process, it contains search volume, it has search volume of 590. So instead of personal injury legal process, the canonical query that our target audience is searching more than the current query, it is personal injury claim process. So let us search this one and see whether search index is more clearer or not. So first thing, search volume. To find the correct search volume or the correct or the more accurate search volume or the better estimation of monthly search demand, we try to find canonical query, and then we are validating, yes, this is the right canonical query or not, personal injury claim process. So instead of legal, claim word is more relevant and target audience is searching for this one. Stages, the process, procedure, same context, paid first in related item, what are steps, again steps, and then understand the claim process. So let us see how many results are utilizing word claim. AI overview including claim, first result, second is not utilizing, third, fourth, and then things to know, informational recommendation, and then videos, word claims. So instead of legal process, claim is the more perfect word co-occurrence for this topic or for this context. So we have validated this is canonical query for this topic is personal injury claim process. So first item, it has such volume of 590. Our competitors are writing on this. Competitors have published pages on this, and it is a prominent attribute. So we need to publish page. The third or the second confirmation that Manpreet has added here, that is whether search engine has a separate index for this topic or not. When search engine is reflecting query clusters related to our searched query, or search engine shows some exact match pages for searched query, this is an indication search engine has separate index for that topic. In AI overview, search engine is taking help from this website that has a same exact title match that we are searching. Personal injury claim process is present in the title tag. Then claim guide. And then we have seen that majority results are related to claim process, whether they are utilizing word process or not. Some are using procedure, some are using steps to reflect the process intent. And the third one Manpreet mentioned as whether our competitors are publishing pages for this or not. So this condition has also been fulfilled. So we have some background music. Audience will enjoy it. So these things, so we have confirmed this query needs a page. This query deserves a page. Second thing is canonical query with sufficient search volume. Then we have separate search index by the search engine. And third one is competitors are also have also published pages for this topic. And when I have a lot of data and when I see competitors are receiving very low traffic, then I add one more criteria, 4 point, that is optional. Competitors are receiving traffic, not competitors. Competitors' pages are receiving traffic. It is optional if no competitors have published the pages for that topic, but no competitor is receiving any traffic, then what is the need of publishing that topic? So it is another indication. If there is no traffic on competitors' published pages for that topic, I will not create a page for that topic. So these are the things. So it means this page has been finalized. Canonical query was claim process. Claim. So I am highlighting this query as this query is the final node for my topical map. Next one is claim types, personal injury claim types. So let us search this one, personal injury claim types. What injuries? So common personal injury claim types include common types of personal injury cases. So first result from which AI overview is taking help. It has a title, common types of personal injury cases. It has a 10 search volume of 10, and I assume it is not a canonical query. Types of. So this is the canonical query, types of personal injury cases. Let's assume we don't have keywords everywhere. So my competitors are indicating me what is the canonical query, common types of personal injury cases. 25 is a signifier, most common. These two are the modifiers. So the canonical query is types of personal injury cases. So let us search with the canonical query to see whether it has sufficient search volume. We have seen it, whether search engine has a separate index, and whether my competitors are publishing content on this topic. And the fourth one, whether competitors are receiving traffic or not. What injuries does personal injury law include? This is the 100% same topic, same context, and it is receiving 2100 search traffic. So this is an important topic, and we must write on this. So this query also deserves a page. Common types, 490 traffic, and then types of damages available in New York. Types of damages, it is a separate topic. So this is a micro context indication or related page indication. So damages, type of damages, we have a query with damages. We will search it again. Most common types. Okay, so this is again finalized. Manpreet or Kahuna, do you have anything to add here? Next one is, so your silence means nothing. Okay. So we are moving with personal injury damages. So encyclopedia page, legal encyclopedia website is writing on types of damages in personal injury lawsuits. So it means we need to attach word types. The plurality, sometimes plurality gives a sense of different context, but sometimes it is better to add the relevant word for proper word co-occurrence. I am recalling lecture 68 or lecture 67 in Koray's Topical Authority course, where he says drinking water and drinking waters. When we utilize word drinking waters, it gives sense of multiple branded luxury waters. So it has a concept of blending meaning with word lemmatization or something like this. So we bend meaning for search engines by adding just single S with the entity water. So if we see search volume for canonical query, personal injury damages, it is showing 210 search volume. And here it is showing personal injury damages, 210 volume, economic damages, and then types of damages are economic, personal injury, statute of limitations, New York, that is another query, and statute of limitation, it will be good. And if you have keywords everywhere, or another extension is Sulfur SEO. If you have Sulfur SEO Chrome extension, and there is one or two more Chrome extensions that show you the related keywords in the SERP, traffic, geo, search keywords, SEO search keyword. Yeah, this is one of the tool. Auto decay. It also gives, no, that's SEO tool. I am referring to the keyword search tools that are attached in a browser, and based on the SERP results, they recommend you related queries. So sometimes what happens when we search for this topic, then we find here new topics. For example, I found statute of limitations. I will search it afterwards, and sometimes we find new topics that has been 100% ignored. So that time we say, अब इसके पैसे पूरे हो गए. We have recovered the cost. It is recommending us new topics that we have missed despite of so much raw data collection and so much hard work. Sometimes these tools are really important and helpful. So personal injury damages and types of personal injury damages, the word types has a low search volume. So our audience is searching with this query, so it is a good fit and traffic is there on the pages. But I am curious to know why 𝐂𝒔𝒕𝒆 website is receiving so much traffic. Types of damages in personal injury lawsuits. One website was receiving 2100 search volume traffic. Yes, it is. What injuries does personal injury law include? Let's assume we search with this title. Is there any specific search volume for this query? Why this website? Oh, they have a severe spelling mistake in the title tag, injuries. J is missing. Their SEOs are good, but writers have some issue, or at the time of publishing, they have not taken care of spellings in title tags. No specific search volume, so nothing to worry. This page, this topic is good. Personal injury damages, we finalized this. Yes, personal injury damages, it is again finalized. And one thing more that I am missing, that is a big mistake, and you will be in trouble afterwards. You need to mention the search volume of the finalized canonical query, so that you know afterwards that this query really had the search volume. Then personal injury legal components. Personal injury legal components. Personal injury legal components. So this one is the last node validation. This one is the last one that I am validating from the SERP. After this, I will start converting it into processed topical map. Duty of care, no such volume for this one. What injuries does personal injury law include? So we have seen this one. This is the types of personal injury claims. This is the 100% similar topic, the fundamental components of a personal injury lawsuit. Elements of a personal injury claim. personal injury, a beginner's guide to personal injury law, personal injury statute of limitations, chances of winning, personal injury definition. So let us talk about local topical map. For core section, we have location pages we have discussed. Any idea, any input, Kahuna and Manpreet, you have for local topical map for outer section for this personal injury topical map? How to take topics?
Well, typically it's just gonna be in the outer, it's always just gonna be location plus different regulations, laws, because that's the fundamental, that's the basis of whole legal framework. That's easy. And if you want to go broad, then you can talk about stats, different, like one of the topics that we saw on href was like safest place to live, or that you can talk about. Other thing you can talk about, talk about all the lexical relationship and find if there are laws related to it. Let's say New York workplace safety laws or New York workplace laws. Then you can have driving laws, you can have public park, or different public properties related regulations and rules. All those topics can easily be there, and then you can connect back to injury and the lawyer pages, legal services.
Yes, very good. That's a perfect example what Kahuna has given. And here we found a query, personal injury statute of limitations, New York. Statute of limitations is a specific law that determines what is the time period for filing a claim in the court. So for different personal injury types, personal injury claims types, there are different rules, different time periods in which a claimant must file the claim in the court. So New York is a state or a city?
New York is a state and New York City is
yes, it is both of these. New York also a state and it is also a city. Yes, thank you. So New York is a state, so it has its own Supreme Court and its own laws for personal injury. So this query is hyperlocal. You can say all the hyperlocal queries are the part of local topical map. The purpose of local topical map is to enhance local proximity on your website. So you bring location entity and your service entities closer on your website. And in a different triple formats, you bring your brand name and the location entity closer so that search engine understands the connection between these two entities, location entity and the services entity, or you can say the brand entity. So these are the key things that we need to keep in mind while creating local topical map. So I am finalizing. This one is the final query that we are validating to finalize the queries that deserve a page. So this website, New York Statute of Limitations for Personal Injury, this one seems to be a more accurate query. But here I am looking at this query NYS. What is NYS and why it has 2900 search volume? 720 and statute of limitations for personal injury in New York. Then statute of limitations chart, New York personal injury statute of limitations. What is the statute of limitations? Here some websites has zero traffic, some has very low, and some have just 30 or 50 or 100. only 2-3 websites are receiving 200 or 300 traffic. But being a most prominent attribute for the legal cases, we must publish a page for this topic. And I will go with New York Statute of Limitations for personal injury. Let us see what is this NYS. NYS. I am trying to understand what is the keyword for NYS and New York Criminal Statute. I don't know what is NYS.
New York State, just like NYC. It's a location. You see the New York Statute of Limitation.
New York Senate. Okay. Yes.
That will be
Perfect. So this is the canonical query, New York Senate Statute of Limitations. And we can add for personal injury. So this one will be the main topic, New York Senate, NYS. So we are going with this query. The first part has search volume. And the second part, we connected for our connection, for our context connection. So these four, we have finalized these 4 queries. And now we are going towards process topical map based on this raw topical map of 4 to 5 topics. As we are just showing the thought process and the glimpse of how to do the work and how to reach a complete topical map. These 4 are the canonical queries we have finalized, and this one we finalized. So we are going to I like to have search volume column here, so I never doubt whether we need to have this page or not. So in the final step 2, we know that this topic has some search volume indication, some search demand indication, title, then URL, then image, name, image alt text, and meta description is optional and we often leave it. It is not compulsory, but if you can manage, you must not leave it, as it is an opportunity to convey some context, some user intent in this meta description. You can utilize it, and as you know, we have already 2.5 hours long. We don't have resources for meta description, so we are skipping in this step. Yes, Kahuna. Now your inputs are required. How to create title tag for our raw topical map nodes. And let me clear for my audience. When we call node means single page. This word is from ontology concepts. In ontology, we have 2 things connected. The 2 distinct items that are connected, these 2 things are called nodes, and their connecting line is called an edge. If I show you, let me show you the graphical presentation if I have not closed, I have closed the frame semantics. So node is a single page. These topics we call these are the 4 final nodes. Node means final page that we will publish on our website. Now for these final nodes we are going to verbalize the user intent and context in title tag, and then we will finalize URL and then image name and image alt text. Yes, Kamuna, what are your inputs for title tag finalization?
So technically, theoretically, it's verbalization of your macro context, which is represented by your query. One thing to get the idea, you can always look at the search. What are the terms that are being used in the title? Okay, that's one of the easiest thing to do. Then frame, I'd like to do it simply just enough to represent the macro context and have the most important terms. And I always tell the clients that they can add a few or tweak it more when they are creating brief, because they will have the query network there as well. And if there is some extra terms that are being searched by user, they can add and make it more specific. Initially, I don't have that data to consider, but titles or based analysis is the one thing that you can do, and then basically verbalize your macro context to represent it, what your page gonna have.
Yes, so these are the tips to create title tag. Yes, Manpreet, you have any input in this step?
Another thing is that this is not the final title tag that you are going to put. Once creating your content brief, you can still change the title tag according to deeper research.
Yeah, so for our initial understanding with our initial research, this is confirmed that a page is required for this topic. But here we have some level of research to finalize the title tag. But maybe at the time of content brief creation, we feel that the title tag is not 100% optimized. So we can easily change this title tag. No issue in that. So we are looking at this topic, New York State Statute of Limitations for Personal Injury, and we are visiting sub results, Statute of Limitations. This is the perfect word co-occurrence. We can't change it. So whether we need to change anything before or after this query or not, this is the question. Statute of Limitations, New York. So this query has 2900 search volume, Statute of Limitations, New York. So we can create full name of location, New York, Statute of Limitations. For personal injury, yes. So we will copy Y to paste, Y to write everything. New York Statute of Limitation for personal injury. And then Kahuna for URL structure. We can leave URL structure. It depends on overall site structure of our website. So it is a very subjective matter, and we need to fit. If it is an existing website, then it will be again a trouble. What is the existing site structure and how we can be fit in this existing URL structure? So let's talk about image name and image alt text. Yes, Kahuna.
I think for image alt and image URL as well, you need to have your URL for hints. But yeah, for the URL, I would just say this much, at least the page URL. that you can have, like if you are having a folder type structure which is recommended, then you can start with your root, then find the next attribute, and then right now we don't have all the nodes, so it's tough to say, but you can just let's say you can have personal injury, law, statute of limitation. That would be the that much I know, like for now. Then if you are having image URL or image alt tag, you can talk about statute of limitation in New York Senate or New York State. You can verbalize it much and expand your contextual and topical coverage. Any synonyms or anything that you have not used before, you can always use here. And same with the image URL as well. Simple variations to cover more. You increase your topical coverage, right?
Yes, Manpreet, any input?
And URL is the first thing that search crawler is going to visit. Make sure we have read in the patent as well in topical distillation and subset retrieval that having a folder structure, created a folder structure, it's easier for crawler to understand the roots and the nodes and the seed page of the query. And then follow the image name, and you can add all the variation and lexical words and try to add different word combination in the image name and alt text.
Yeah, so this is the URL structure that Manpreet is referring from the Google patent topic distillation via sub-site retrieval that recommend the URL structure with root, seed, node, site structure or URL structure. And in image names, our Koray recommends 3 to 4 words maximum. But sometimes if we are compelled to increase words, so we can compel, but ideal scenario is 3 to 4 words without any preposition, any conjunction. But if any preposition is required to give the correct context, the true context of any entity, then we can add preposition. Otherwise, no need to add any preposition or any sentence structure in image name. And image alt text, we are some freehand to add the main the full query, but make sure you add some variations. You add some contextual or semantically related keywords or lexically related keywords in your queries in your image alt text. The purpose of this image name and image alt text is just to reiterate the context, to expand the contextual coverage in our key information retrieval zones. These are the information retrieval zones where search engines look first to understand what is this page about. And when we call image name, it is not all the images, it is only featured image on the website, because algorithms of search engines call featured images the representative media of a document. So they see this is the title of this page, it has contextual data, it has content in the form of text, and then they see what is the representative media of this page, of this document. So what context this representative media is reflecting for us. So they get an idea. So we created one title tag, image name, and image alt text for statute of limitations topic, and then personal injury damages. It has been covered, so I am closing it. Personal injury legal components. So we are looking at personal injury legal components. So personal injury legal components. We ignore that topic. So we are gonna cover personal injury damages. If we see, this title tag is very clear types of damages available in New York personal injury cases. What injuries does personal injury law include? What damages are recoverable in New York? What are the 3 types of personal injury damages? I think we can go with simple types of personal injury damages and then localize it in New York. Personal injury damages. And here we can variate it. Types of damages. We have broad types. In the
I think you can have types as well in there, because if you see most of basically it's a plural one, and if you open it's going to talk about different personal injuries. So that's what I think the context is. And if you probably you can take help of AI overview as well. That's typically the summary of everything that's present here.
and I think this query is good. We can iterate in the image alt name as it has a good variation. What injuries does personal injury law include? No. The recoverable is good. What damages are recoverable in New York? So it is more user related, user perspective related. So the audience wants to know what types of damages I can recover in New York for personal injury cases, for personal injury case. What damages are recoverable in New York personal injury case? Yes. So this way we iterated the context with different query language, or you can say natural language, that we assume our target audience will ask in this way. Yes, please.
In the image alt tag, you can also use NY instead of New York, because people search NY as well. So that will be another variation. And it will get shorter as well.
Perfect. That's a good idea. Whenever length is going to be increased, then it is good idea to shorten, to make abbreviation, to utilize abbreviation when it is a abbreviation is also a utilized named entity for that location. You are good to go. Now we are looking any other variation that we can include in image name. Calculation is a good attribute, but it will be covered in the macro context. Minimize how liability damages, types of damages you can recover, damages you can claim. Yes, we can general damages in personal injury cases. So general damages in personal general damages personal injury case. So why we don't make it clear? Personal injury case damages. New York. So location is again there to iterate the context. So we are moving toward the next one. Types of personal injury cases. We can put off the keyword earlier. We don't need it now, as we are looking for the attributes or the variations or contextual entities to iterate the context in our image name and image alt tags, alt tag or alt text. So here we have what injuries, personal injury, or types of personal injury cases. This is the most prominent, or you can say the root attribute of personal injury. We need to have the most clear title tag for our page. So common types of personal injury 25, most common types of personal injury cases. No, that's not looking good. Types of damages low. Damages we don't need damages. 18 most common types of personal injury cases. Common types of personal injury cases. Types of personal injury cases. And if we say, and I am recalling Koray's algorithmic authorship rules, it has a rule that says to qualify your instances. If you are mentioning types, mention that these are the most common types. If you are showing the benefits, the most common benefits or the most severe side effects, this way. So we can say common types of personal injury cases. Okay, so let us make it clear. Common types of common types of personal injury cases. New York लगा दें यहाँ, New York. So it means we are specifying it for hyperlocal context. And sometimes, yes, Kahuna, please.
You can, like in this one, you can avoid New York because you are basically talking about your types in personal injury, which is main entity. Not necessarily it has to be New York, but heading it's going to be in one of the headings. Another thing that I want to say here is, since it's a plural one, and I remember Koray telling this, that if competitors are using a number, then you also use a number in your title and be comprehensive than that. So if someone is giving 25, you can give 30. That's always preferred. And I want to just give another perspective on this is that in this case, another version of title could be what are the different types of personal injury cases. That's macro context as well. But I would also go with the X. Basically, I will do X types of personal injury cases, and X can be replaced by a client with a certain number, with 30, 40, or whatever he wants to. But it's going to be a listicle. That's what I want to represent by my macro context. It's going to be a list of headings, incremental list of headings.
Yes, I was avoiding the listicle item number because we may not process all these things, but yes, you are right, we must give a listicle item, but we can't outrank, we can't go beyond the number they have given, because it may be the maximum in this personal injury case. So it is a legal matter, so we can add list, but we can't aim to go beyond the number listed on the page. You are right here. Listicle item is needed here? If
Maybe
we miss,
create a new injury. Hit
yes,
someone.
good idea. Yes, good idea, but it will be difficult to connect it with New York laws. What is the most profitable person? See, the audience is already aiming for the maximum profit. What is the most profitable personal injury case?
As if it's a business idea.
Yes, we can invent a new injury type for the most profitability context. So what is the answer here? Here are the 12 largest personal injury settlements in history. These are the previous cases, or these are in legal language, these are called precedents. These are the previous decisions, and that one is the huge, mind-blowing $206 billion.
Nice idea to become Elon Musk.
Yeah, they have become the party who have won the case. They have become the next Elon Musk. So here we need to, now we are finalizing image name and image alt text. Actually, I added New York here because New York has its own states. Maybe one injury is allowed here and is not allowed in New Jersey state. So when we have specific legal, you can say legal laws for a specific location, then I can assume that we should add location. And one thing more, when we don't add location, there is a risk we may be ranked in another location. We don't need traffic from other states. So wherever possible, we want to specify location. Wherever is possible, we will add location so that we create location iteration for search engines. We don't need traffic from irrelevant state. This is the first aim or first goal in local SEO. We don't want to waste our resources for irrelevant traffic. So in the URL, we will add type, personal injury types, iterating just main entities. So in image name, most common types, it is a good variation, claims in New York. Most common types are personal injury claims, personal injury claims. So we have a word claims, variation, personal injury cases, personal injury. So we can make it simple, personal injury case types. So the final one for this session, we are going to cover personal injury claim process. I just recalled, I wrote one post on LinkedIn. Yes, why law websites fail to claim. I will link it here. After completion, just 5 minutes more. Personal injury claim process. So here we are, now the personal injury claim process, we are going to verbalize the process, intent, personal injury claim, FAQs, government website, what are the stages. So that's the perfect image name, Let us put it in first. Stages of personal injury claim. Stages, New York. Simple. And title tag, timeline of a personal timeline. We can utilize word timeline. And I assume these questions are from this page. 𝐂𝐡𝐚𝐭. No. Oh, sorry. I am confused. The personal injury process in New York. Okay, the personal injury process. The personal injury claim process, personal injury process. No. Workers' compensation, understanding the claims process. No. Out for a personal injury claim. No. Personal injury claim process. Yes, that's the simple one. Keep it simple and go with as much clear intent as possible. Personal injury claims process in New York. And then claim personal injury process. One other possibility for location, if it is a multi-state legal services website, then we can put state name at root position. So this way we can personalize the topic for the location, but it has one drawback. This structure has one drawback. When you create statute of limitations for each location, then it may seem awkward. New Jersey. So Kahuna, in this case, each title must contain the location, otherwise two titles may be the same. URL will be differentiating. So another state name, New Jersey, St. Louis.
But would you not be creating a lot of duplicate sections in all of those? Because just the values or specific conditions would be different. Let's say statute of limitation in New York is, let's say, 3 years. In somewhere it could be 2 years, but you will have a lot of different duplicate things.
Actually, in this legal case, each state has a different name of the constitutional body. For example, in this New York Senate has a bill, so statute of limitations is approved by the New York Senate. So in the semantic triple, the approving body is different, their legal rule book is different, and the clauses in each legal book are the different for each state. So these facts are variables, and other content, you are right, will be same, but it is the responsibility of SEOs to make sure that 60 to 70% content is 100% unique on each page. So that's the main thing what lawyers do. They make content strategy for small services. It will be bad in the long run. It will be a problem in URL structure, because if they create New York personal injury services, so an SEO will create all the possible topics that may be covered in a New York personal injury services topical map. But what will happen if they create an other locations the same topical map? So a lot of topics will be repeating in each location's topical map. So whenever for legal websites, the best way is to create a content strategy for the whole website in advance. It will cost some extra bucks, or you can say huge bucks, but it will be a full-fledged content strategy for 2-3 years. They can expand one by one without any intent cannibalization. So this thing will always be complicated without looking at the full picture what they want to do. If they expand one location in 3 to 4 clicks URL structure, what will they do in other locations topical maps when the topics will be the same? Because for each service type, attributes will be same. Process, types, damages, statute of limitations. These 4 are the same attributes for each type of personal injury. How to handle this? This will be a big issue in long run, not in a shorter period. In a long run, it will be a problem surely. So whenever you create topical map or content strategy, whenever you create content strategy or topical map for your legal business website, always make a topical map for the whole website. Inform your SEO. We will be expanding in the 2 or 3 new states in future. So the SEO will consider all these locations and will make the best possible site structure, that if you expand your site structure after 2 years, there is no conflict in each smaller topical map for location. So whenever you make content strategy, make it for a long-term business, so that whenever you expand your business in new state, your current site structure is not disturbed at all. So here, personal injury claim stages, personal injury claims steps in New York. So these 3 were the attributes that competitors were using: steps, process, and procedures. Procedures is missing, so we can utilize here steps and procedures, so we don't miss the variation in our information retrieval zones. So these are the process topical map examples for 4 finalized nodes. Now I have one content piece regarding why do law websites fail to get clients even with perfect EEAT signals. It is a carousel. You can check it on LinkedIn. I will share the link here. It was a clear privacy breach. I will cut this part. Inbox was opened. So I am putting the link in this. Yes.
We didn't see anything. Just us. We were having our eyes closed.
You are not the issue. Issue is the recorded video. So I will cut the video part, and that's good. We are not live, so I will cut the small piece of this. So here, so we have completed our whole. So let me recap the whole process. Just 5 minutes recap what we did in this whole session for a topical map journey for a legal website. In legal niche, we have location and then legal services. We choose here personal injury services and then personal injury services. Then step 1, understanding of niche, or it is a niche or industry understanding to become a subject matter expert before starting a content strategy or topical map. Then fundamentals of a topical map, and then execution of raw data collection and process topical map. In the step 1 niche research, we have these methods. First, read Wikipedia article, try to understand or extract entities or attributes. You can utilize any LLM, give the URL and ask them to extract the entities and attributes from this page. Then you can utilize these 3 custom GPTs: frame semantics analyzer, lexical path analyzer, and domain terms extractor custom GPT to get some know-how about a niche or industry. And then you can utilize custom prompts to find the topic relations. Then you can read books on the internet, you can watch YouTube videos, you can explore subreddits or Quora discussions to understand the niche. And then in step 2 or second step, we finalize the 5 fundamentals of a functional topical map as per Koray's framework. We discuss source context, central entity, whether you are going to create legal niche topical map or any other industry. We had sufficient discussions on the conceptual understanding of these 5 fundamentals. You can understand the concept and you can implement these concepts in any other niche of this world. So all these 5 fundamentals we defined, and we had some interesting discussion here. You can watch again if you are unable to understand anything. Then we have some discussion on execution process. These are the execution processes that you need to do in this execution stage. So we have raw data collection informations. We have extracted some data from LLMs and other Wikipedia page. You have that data. Then SERP analysis. I have explained how I do SERP analysis. Then broad match queries or keywords from SEO tools. Then competitors data. Then LLMs help for possible queries. Already we have enough raw data from these resources, so mostly we ignore this step, and it is always optional. Whenever you feel that I am unable to collect enough data, then you can utilize this step. Otherwise, the existing raw data mostly becomes enough for the work. Then raw topical map creation and then process topical map creation. We created raw topical map. We collected raw data for personal injury topic in this sheet, and then we finalized raw topical map in a column. We mentioned criteria for query deserve a page. Then we converted this raw topical map into processed topical map as per Koray's framework that Sir Koray has shown in his course, and that's the most famous or known practices or the best practices in Koray's communities. So that's all for today. I hope you have enjoyed this session. If you have any query, you can ask your questions in the comment section. And these guys are the fantastic. Thank you so much, Kahuna and Manpreet. You can follow their social media handles. I will share the links of their social media accounts, so you also follow these amazing guys along with me. Thank you so much for watching this session. And if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, so it is obligatory for you to subscribe to this channel. Otherwise, you miss the next videos, and we are going to have again a collective session for content brief and then semantic content writing with the help of AI and manual writing.